Hello everyone, Ross here from EOSphere. Recently I was asked by Joe and Defung at EOS Asia if I wouldn't mind doing a video walkthrough of their MyEOSKit, which is their toolkit for interacting with the EOS blockchain. So let me take you through it. So the website is EOS Asia 1, which is their primary BP website, and there'll be a big button there, Vote Now. When you go in, it wants you to unlock your Scatter account. So obviously you would have Scatter already installed. Otherwise, look at one of my other videos on how to actually configure it. Unlock. So you're greeted by, so unlock, attach Scatter identity. So I'm just going to be using the good guys for EOS proxy account for this walkthrough. So you're greeted by the vote page, which is full of information. Shows the percentage of votes for each one of the BPs, what their URLs are, and who you voted for. You can see all the ticks from obviously this proxy account that's voted for 30. You can go in and get some further detail on each one of the BPs. So there's eosphereiobp, and you can see the account, the balance, how much is staked, and you can see all their transactions. You could also go further into the transfers that account's made, its staking habits, the RAM. So it just summarizes it for you for the information that you're actually looking for, which is pretty great. They've also got a really good network monitor, which shows you the top 21. You can see the latency that obviously where the EOS Asia website is compared to the actual block producer, or at least the public-facing node that the block producer is publishing. And you can see what the estimated daily awards are, etc. And then you can go in and it'll be the same information for that specific account. Block Explorer, so you could do a transaction and put the transaction ID in here. You could also put in your account to go and see what transactions that you've done. These are all transactions. You can see there's one action per block that's been happening just recently. As you can see, it's pretty live, which is pretty good. Going on to the account tools, this is where all the the toolkit side of things come out. You can obviously transfer tokens. So this is obviously our proxy account, and you can see what funds are available and how much is actually staked to CPU and network, and how much RAM is actually that account actually has. And then you can obviously it's going to show your account name. You can transfer to another account, what the quantity is, and the token symbol. And if you wanted to add a memo, sometimes you need to add memos if you're sending through to exchanges, etc. But this is really cool. Under token symbol, you can click on it and you can see all of the airdrop coins, which is great. So if you wanted to send some of the airdrop coins, airdrop tokens, this would be a good toolkit to do that. Creating an account is great. You all know that if you wanted to create an account from an existing EOS account, it's pretty simple. You put in your current account name and the new account that you want, and then the owner and active key that you will create. I'll show you how to create one now quickly. But obviously in this process, the current account, the creator account, would actually pay for the new account. It doesn't help you if you don't actually have an account. So that's why they got this other function, which I thought was pretty good. So let me just walk you through it. So create an account via exchange withdrawal. So let's say I wanted to create an account, Ross Dold Cool, because I say I am. You would then want to create an owner and active key. If you go through to Scatter, go through to key pairs and say new, you can actually click on generate new key pair, and that'll actually bring up a new public and private key that you can use. Click on copy. If I just open up Notepad quickly, obviously you would be hiding this because this will be a new account key. You can see that when I copied it, it created a private and a public key. It wants me to put in a public key. So this is for a completely new account that I want to create from scratch. And make sure you saved it, continue. And now what they say is you can send EOS through to this recipient with this specific memo. And upon once that account gets it, it'll then create this account for you, which means you wouldn't have to have an EOS account to create a new EOS account, which is fantastic. You could just go to an exchange, buy some EOS, and then send it through to this specific recipient, which is pretty good. Stake and unstake. So you all know, great tool to be able to stake your bandwidth and CPU or CPU and network, and then unstake it. Nothing more to say about that. Buy and sell RAM. You can buy the RAM you have, sell the RAM you have, which is obviously a staple of any toolkit. Proxy management. So you could proxy your vote through to, for instance, the good guys. So vote by proxy. So obviously this is actually a proxy account, but presumably you would put our proxy if you saw that the good guys for EOS were good vote, and you would vote like that from your current account name through to good guys. You could also register as a proxy, and which is really cool, you can actually go and create all the information you can add here so people can understand more about what your proxy is all about. So for instance, if you go to the good guys for EOS, you can see the philosophy, the background, who it is that runs the good guys for EOS, and there's some information to them. So really, really good to have that available inside of the proxy tools. Permissions, if you know what you're doing, it's always a good idea to make 100% certain you know what you're doing, but the permissions will give you the ability to change your owner and active keys. So use with extreme caution if you don't know anything about how the EOS key management works. But yeah, it's a really good interface for you to do it here. Name auction. So name auction is something that I absolutely fell into the trap in the beginning. I actually bidded on EOSphere. So if you didn't know, characters for EOS accounts need to be 12 characters long, A to Z lowercase, and 1 to 5. And anything shorter than the 12 characters, you actually have to purchase them. It has to be exactly 12 characters. So there's a name auction system. And then name auction system is all great. You bid for it, the highest bid wins, except that name auction is only one name gets sold a day. So if you decide to bid for a name, just know that you could be waiting for a very long time. So you can see I actually bidded on EOSphere back in the day, 15th of June. And even though I'm the highest bidder, I'm competing with people that are bidding 5,000 EOS for the EX account. And if it's only one a day, it's only going to knock those top ones off. So it could be a very, very long time. And I can't cancel my bid either. So if you want to bid on a name and you know what you want to do, it has the ability to do it. Finally, something that's been quite a hot topic is referendums. Now, there are a few proposals about how token holders will be able to vote on chain for changes to the software, changes to the mechanics, changes to the constitution, or even the reg producer, Ricardian contract, all those kind of things. Now, this is like version 1. So version 1, which is not in production, but it's just here for testing, and it's based on the EOSIO forum, which let me just open that for you. See, there's a link there, which is based on EOS Canada, which proposed a mechanism for you to vote on chain. And there was also some further work being done by the community, mainly led by EOS Nation and EOS Tribe. I see they're doing most of the work around it. At least rallying everybody together about what it is exactly that we need to do for on-chain voting. But in the short term, you can see this is an example page of what the referendum voting tool would look like. And you can actually look up there's already one that's been proposed by EOS Tribe. So if we go and say propose, I've actually got it on another text document so you can have a look. And their proposal is called BP Min Payment by EOS Tribe, and we can actually have a look at the proposal. And it outlines how they want the lowest threshold to be at 50 EOS a day for backup block producers. At the moment, it's 100 EOS. If you're earning 99 EOS, you get nothing, if you get what I'm saying. So they want to lower the threshold to 50. So you can actually also, with your account that you've logged in with Scatter, you're able to create a proposal and have people vote on it. At this point, it's more of a functionality testing and educational purpose, and maybe it'll even be a mechanism for you to get some of your thoughts out there, but it certainly hasn't been adopted. If you look at the roadmap, you'll see that we're aiming for MVP1, which will have a whole lot of specific functionality that we need in order to vote on chain for a referendum by the token holders. And then, of course, you could also remove your proposal. Yes, and they've also finally got a guide button here, and this pretty much outlines everything I've taken you through today. Shows you how to set up Scatter, how to change the keys, stake the tokens, etc. And it's all on that site. So if you're looking for another voting tool, the MyEOSKit from EOS Asia is definitely really good, and I certainly use it on occasion. And if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments or get hold of me on Telegram. Cheers.